All right, folks, God bless you guys, and welcome to This Is It, 4321 Before the Fire. Christ's purpose was to make one new man from the two, thus making peace. I always do that because a set of twins inside of you would look like this. Your eyes, you have one up, one down. That's the system. And when you get converted, your eyes become single. They both get turned up, and you're able to see the truth in this world. You're able to see the other half of the system. When you see the other half of the system, you realize you've been carried away captive into another dimension, and you realize the flesh is a dimension that has held you hostage. You're an angel. The Bible declares it. Have I not said ye are gods? But you shall die like men. You shall fall like one of the princes. Psalm 82. Jesus quoted Psalm 82 in John 10:32, I believe, or John 10:38. John chapter 10 for sure. They were going to stone Jesus, and Jesus said, for what good works do y'all stone me? And the Jews said, we don't stone you for good works, we stone you for blasphemy, because you being a man make yourself equal to God. That's what the Jews, his own people, were saying to him. Imagine the creator of all things standing there in the flesh, and they're saying, you're speaking evil. Blasphemy means to speak evil, vilify. They said, you being a man make yourself equal to God. And Jesus said unto them, do not your own scriptures say, I said, ye are gods. No way out of it. That's who we are. We're gods under a descendants. The descendants is the human host body. It's your prison suit. And unless you get converted out of it, unless you're born again of the spirit, because see, now you need a spiritual rebirth because you're trapped in the flesh with a demon, an angel and a demon, a twin system, and you're trapped in it. Unless you get regenerated, born again, turned up, then you will not see the kingdom of God and you will not enter the kingdom of heaven. Okay, now, today's video is about truth. Truth. Remember that 100% nylon testimony I gave you the night I got saved? The very first thing I ever heard from the Lord God was read the tags and the clothes you're carrying. And it didn't make any sense. I looked at Lou Theron. I said, some sources telling me to read the tags and the clothes I'm carrying. And I put them down on the bed and it said 100% nylon. Didn't make any sense. I said it out loud. Then it was the Lord told me, now turn it upside down. The word nylon, 100% no lion. Get it? So the very first communication from the Lord God, the creator of all things, was to read the tags of my clothes and then to turn the word nylon upside down where it would become no line. So I wanted to know the 100% truth. Turn the word nylon upside down. It's 100% no line. And that would be the way he would put me on the rock from the very beginning of my ministry. That's why I'm the guy he gave 2 halves of the same rock in a riverbed in Chinati, where he told me to go skydive into the desert. Don't worry, I'll give you the plane. I'll make it all happen. And he did. Now, I wanted to show you guys the U.S. currency. So I'm going to show you guys the U.S. currency notes. I have them all right here. I have an older video that Clay put together. I'm going to play a couple segments from that. You need to watch this, because this is the culmination of my ministry, the prophetic utterances that the Lord gave me. Many of those things have already happened. What about walking into Starbucks and saying that guy right there is going to draw a picture of me? And when he does, he's going to put an image of a dead sheep on my face. What a weird thing to say. And he did it. And within a week and a half, Alex said, hey, Joni, I drew a picture of you. And then when he walked around the bar, I said, hey, why'd you put the dead sheep on my face? And he said, do you know who you're speaking with? I said, yes, do you know who you're speaking with? I don't give a rat's ass. Anyway, so now let's get into it. Let's look at the U.S. currency. Then I'm going to do some data. We're just going to go through some folders. I'm going to ask you a yes or no question. Yes or no? Is this a building built in the shape of a snake? Yes or no? Yes or no? Is this a large dead sheep that a bunch of people are on their knees making pyramids in front of their bodies worshiping? Yes or no? I'm going to go through a litany of information. So I want everybody, because I'm leaving it now as the court record. This is the court record against the system. Okay, here we go. Let's do it. All right, this is called For the Skeptics right here. For the Skeptics, U.S. Currency and False Flag Events Confirmed, Jonathan Kleck. This was done in 2013. I think originally published in 2013. And this was probably before the $100 bill came out. I don't think the $100 bill's in this one, but we are going to do the $100 bill after this. And then imagine that the very words that the Lord gave me as a prophetic utterance, the exact words, out of the sea shall come fire and smoke and a devouring wind. That sounds like an explosion. Fire and smoke coming out of the sea and a devouring wind. That sounds like a nuke. Water as high as the walls of Jerusalem will cover the city by the sea. There is a tidal wave going over a 7-story building, and there is New York being destroyed by nukes. But you really wouldn't be able to tell the devouring wind unless you had done what the Lord had me do. Discover that there's 3 layers of ink there, and it literally plays like a 3-frame video. Buildings hit, blowing up, and devouring. You'll see it in this video. Then we're going to go into some folders. It's going to be yes or no. Yes or no. The Bible says let your yes be yes and your no be no. That's all you need to do to answer a question. Either that or you don't even need to answer it. Sometimes things are so self-evident they don't require being answered. Okay, here you go. Right here we're going to start at the 227 mark. All these links are going to be in the description box. They that hide their plans are Satan and the fallen angels. Because right there we're quoting, woe unto them who go to great depths to hide their plans from the Lord, and their works are in the darkness, and they say, who seeth us? Who knoweth us? Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. That's Isaiah 29, 15, and 16. So what I want you to see is I want you to see the folding pattern, because it's a uniform folding pattern. It's not that, I've had people go, oh, you can fold the bill to make whatever you want to see. I'm like, really? Okay, well, I was at A&M and I was in geology, and there was a lot of math and a lot of physics involved in what I was doing. So you have to be very pragmatic about your homework even. You have to take certain steps to get things done. There is what's called the sigil of Baphomet. That is an upside down 5-pointed star. And all I've done is connected the vertices. I connected the vertices, which are the corners for people that don't know what, here, 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 and here. And I traced around that bill. So you can see that this bill right here is this shape right here. If I were to trace around the bill, it would make this bill right, this image right here. And then I pick the bill up after tracing around it and go to all the corners and just connect them, and it makes the sigil of Baphomet, which is the Church of Satan. So those who try and hide their plans from the Lord are doomed. They carry out their schemes in secret and think no one will see them or know what they are doing. They turn everything upside down. So there you go. So there is the biblical relation I just showed you based on the bombings on the U.S. currency that I went to the FBI and showed them. I wasn't excited about going. The Lord told me you have to go. I did what he said. Again, I was taken in a room with 2 agents. One agent freaked out of his mind. He was just, when I say freaked out of his mind, he was stupefied. How's this even possible? How did you do this? Who showed you this? How did you come up with this? How did you find this out? The other agent was staring at me like he wanted to kill me. And there you go. And that's just an absolute 100% testimony. Now, let's watch the video here real quick, and we're going to do a couple segments from some old videos, because hindsight's 20/20. Look over your shoulder and you can see how accurate somebody was. You want to see accurate? Get ready. Here we go. All right, you know what? This is a 14-minute video I'm probably going to pause it during certain parts of it when I see clear images without writing on it. There's a lot of writing on this, so as you go through this video, there is a whole lot of writing on it. So you might, when you watch this video, you might want to pause it, read all the writing. Then when the writing's gone off the screen, look at the images. I'll show you what I mean as we do this. Ready? Let's go. Video we did. But what makes the $100 bill video significant is what's printed on the other U.S. currency. If the other bombings were not printed on other bills, this new video we did would not be that significant. Okay, I'm going to pause it. Now, this is very important that you understand this. I'm making the statement that, look, apparently that this video was done at the time the $100 bill had come out. So the prophetic utterance in 2007 that I gave about Obama and about out of the sea shall come fire and smoke and a devouring wind, that manifested on U.S. currency notes. I'm holding them. The words from my mouth are on these notes. Okay, so the point I'm making, though, is I'm saying, you know, if the other bombings, like the Twin Tower bombing, there's the Twin Tower bombing. On the back of that, there is the Pentagon bombing on the back of the exact same bill. So on one bill, 9/11, angel of the bottomless pit, so 9/11 is the angel of the bottomless pit. That's when it happened. And so the angel of the bottomless pit is basically bragging, showing that he's in control. By the way, the word Vatican means divining serpent. Divining means making the future happen according to your will. And then serpent. So the divining serpent race, like I'm God of this world. So how perfect is that? So there is the Twin Tower bombing on the 20s. Showed this to the feds, and then I showed them, and on the back, there is the Pentagon. This is impossible statistically speaking. This is not possible. Okay, so I'll put it over here. On the other bill, the other $20 bill, there's the Alfred P. Mora building blowing up. And look at the corners of the building, how they're rounded. Right here, the edges going up. They're rounded. That is exactly the Alfred P. Mora building. And then when you turn it over, there it is blown in half with the floors sticking out. This now is impossible. No one, and I mean no one, could put this together and understand it. To understand it is the whole thing. The understanding of it is this. Those who try and hide their plans. Now, this is a star representing one of God's angels. They turned everything upside down. We got rolled. A bunch of angels got rolled, put in host bodies, and then Satan became your daddy. That's why we have to be adopted. The Bible says you have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry out, Abba, Father. So there you go. There is the pentagram. That's the Church of Satan. So you take a 5-pointed star, represents one of God's angels, a prince. You turn it upside down, and now they have a new daddy that's running them, angel of the bottomless pit. And it just so happens that every single bill you just fold like the same way, and you draw around the perimeter of the bill, and it yields that, and you just connect the corners, the vertices, and you have the Church of Saints. So now you know who is doing this, who is the one behind this. That's who's behind it. Okay. So, and what I'm saying in this video is, you know, it's one thing to show you that the $100 bill matches a prophetic utterance that came out of my mouth. Fire and smoke and a devouring wind, wiping out all these buildings with water rushing between the buildings. That's mind-boggling. But for there to be 3 layers of ink that show it, 3 layers of ink that show exactly that, and the bills I just showed you, okay, now you have guaranteed this was delivered by the Lord. How does anyone even come up and possibly show you this? I began showing these in 2002, 2003. I'd already showed the world that the federal building bombing was printed on the old 20, and the Twin Towers and the Pentagon were printed on the new 20 that was made in 96. So the bombings on those bills were printed before the actual event ever happened, before the bombing actually ever occurred. Okay, divining serpent. Can you say divining serpent? oh, it makes the future happen according to its will. This is what's coming. It's on the $100 bill. The Lord had me prophesy it in 2007. There's a tidal wave. Out of the sea shall come fire and smoke and a devouring wind. It's right there. Water as high as the walls of Jerusalem will cover the city by the sea. There it is. On the 2 notes that came out after I prophesied. There you go. This is what's going to happen. This is what's already happened to prove what I just showed you is going to happen. Because they already did it with the federal building bombing. They already did it with the Twin Towers and the Pentagon bombing. They already printed them on these notes. So if they printed this on these notes and the Lord gave me a prophetic utterance that showed what they printed before they printed it, that's kind of a no-brainer. So let's talk about truth. The person sitting here speaking to you the night I got saved was all about speaking the truth, 100% truth. So when people call me a liar, I take offense to it. And they should be very concerned about calling the one that the Lord God just showed you, everything I showed you, a liar. I would be concerned about that. Because the Lord himself is the one that is my advocate. I don't serve some man or I don't serve some organization. I serve the King of Kings. So, just saying. All right, here we go. Let's watch it. So, let's do it again.
Buddy, I'm going to try and make this very quick. Thanks for the great response to the $100 bill video we did. But what makes the $100 bill video significant is what's printed on the other U.S. currency. If the other bombings were not printed on other bills, this new video we did would not be that significant. The reason it is significant is because it fits into a hypothesis that is completely and utterly supported by the data, and the conclusion is solid and firm. So please go back and look at the links we're going to give you so you understand the relevance of this $100 bill we printed on our money happened, and this too will happen. You need to prepare yourself now. I don't know the hour, the day, or the month, or the year, but I believe it's very soon. That's it.
Okay, so now I want to speak to this hypothesis. This is not a hypothesis per se. This is a revelation. The Lord God revealed this to me, and the understanding of it. See, nobody understands this part of it. Those who try and hide their plans, they turn everything upside down. See, some of the people that have seen some of the images, they do channels thinking they know it. They don't understand at all what it is. Anyway, just making a point. So it says hypothesis. There are major bombings in the United States that have been printed on U.S. currency many years before the events happened. That's not a hypothesis. It's a revelation. Here it says, there is a key to understanding why such a bizarre agenda is printed on the U.S. currency. The key is only understood with the application of what the prophet Isaiah spoke about over 2,700 years ago. That is correct. The only way to really understand this is to understand Isaiah 29. Those who try and hide their plans turn everything upside down. I'd like to take a moment right here just to show you the obviousness of the simplicity of actually being able to discern the bills and what the Lord showed me. Let me just share with you something if you want to see. You see right here, you look at this tree right here. Do you see this tree? You see the tree right here? On the $10 bill previously, there was a double line that went right around this whole oval right here. There was a double line that went from here all the way around it. But then they changed it, and they changed this tree and the tension on the tree. The tree is moving this direction. You see it? See how the movement in art, there's movement. There's movement of this subject, this tree going, look at the lines, this direction, this direction, this direction. Everything is pointing this direction, pointing to the right. Look at this. Look, what a bizarre way. Why would you make a tree like that? Look at this edge right here. Don't forget, they removed the two lines, which now makes it very obviously a wave. So you see what they did was they made this kind of open and movable. It's not boxed in by two lines. Therefore, it can be a tidal wave. It'll make a tidal wave. They made the movement going one direction, because when you fold it to make the pentagram and the two halves come together, it's a tidal wave. Out of the sea shall come fire and smoke and a devouring wind. Water as high as the walls of Jerusalem, a tidal wave, shall cover the city by the sea. By the way, the Lord had me look up the walls of Jerusalem way after the fact. I looked them up. Some places are real high because there's a cliff like 100 and something feet. One location was, I believe it was 72 feet. That's basically a 7-story building, 72 feet, 10 feet per story. That's a 7-story building. Water as high as the walls of Jerusalem will cover the city by the sea. Maybe it's going to be 130 feet. I don't know. But the point is, there's a tidal wave that's going to be made when we fold this bill to make the sigil of Baphomet. There the two halves are. Now it's been folded and put together. And here's the watermark line right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So here is a 7-story building. And I want to show you something. You see these big white lines right here? That is the reflection of the building in the water. So that's why I start counting the floors right here. You see this big block right here? The floors begin here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's a 7-story building with a tidal wave. Now I'm going to ask you a yes or no question. Yes or no? Is that a tidal wave coming over a 7-story building? And yes or no, was it intentionally put there? Okay. The reason I'm a harbinger is because the Lord took up residency inside of me the night I got saved. And everything that you see that I do, that I put forward, is a manifestation of that Spirit through me. It's not a Jonathan Kleck thing. It's the Lord using Jonathan Kleck thing to accomplish His will. That's what this all is. So just to be clear. Okay, so it's not my interpretation. It's the Spirit inside of me that prophesied it. Out of the sea shall come fire, smoke, and a devouring wind. Water as high as the walls of Jerusalem will cover the city by the sea. Now there happens to be a tidal wave coming over a 7-story building printed on your U.S. currency, and also the previous currency notes, the Twin Towers, the Pentagon, and the Federal Building are printed on the other $20 bills. So now you just do the math. Statistics and probability, there is no way that that can exist without it being done with intent. End of story. Okay, here we go. This is I want to just stop for a moment so you know what this pyramid, this is a Lady Gaga video, I believe, or either that or Rihanna, I forgot, but this is off one of their, videos. Okay, now I want to pause and I want to talk about what you're looking at on your screen. One of the most prominent symbols of the occult used by the Church of Satan is the pentagram. Why are all the bills, when you fold them, in a pentagram shape? Remember, every single bill you make a pentagram out of. So you make a pentagram out of the bill. There's a right side up pentagram, and then you turn it over and you see their hidden plans. Those who try and hide their plans from the Lord are doomed. They carry out their schemes in secret and think no one will see them or know what they're doing. They turn everything upside down. There you go. There's the understanding of the system, of the symbology, and put together right before your very eyes. That is why the FBI agent freaked out. The one that was not connected to this. The other guy looked obviously like he was connected to it because he was livid. He was just staring at me like I want to shoot you and throw you in the trunk of my car and disappear you. I was just like, whatever, man. Here we go. We're going to do this no matter what. The Lord sent me. Here it is. I'll leave you copies of all the images. I gave him a copy of all the images. I gave him a copy of my stuff. Here you go. And I'm looking you right in the eye. This is what one agent said to me. My God, what are we supposed to do what do we do with this? That's exactly what the FBI agent said to me, the guy that was stupefied. And I looked at him and I said, I don't know, man. I'm just a delivery boy. I'm just delivering the information. So, I mean, I said, you're the FBI. I don't know. Here it is. So I gave it to him. And 100% truth. Here we go. So one of the most prominent symbols of the occult is a pentagram, and all the bills are formed as pentagrams. Here we go. Now, I want you to look right here, just very, very closely. Look, Clay took the sigil of Baphomet right here, which is the Church of Satan, and he slid the Church of Satan symbol, the sigil of this, called the sigil of Baphomet. It's a goat head. He slid it right on top of here, and then realize that every bill is that. Every single bill I'm showing you is the hidden plans of the ones that use that symbology, which is Satan. There it is. Watch. There it is. So now all you have to do is look at this bill. Angel of the bottomless pit. What day did it happen on? September 11th, 9/11. What is 9/11 in the Bible? Well, Revelation 9 verse 11 is they had a king over them, the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name is Apollyon, Satan. So who's bombing the Twin Towers? A bunch of fake, phony terrorists that they found the passport at the... Did you guys see that? If you can believe that, one of the terrorist passports was found in the debris. Shut the F up. It's like, dude, seriously? No one really said that. They did. Probably CNN. Anyway, so yeah, they said, oh, look, we found one of the terrorist passports in the rubble. Yeah, no big deal. Anyway, so now you know who's doing it. Who's doing the bombings on the money? I just showed you. There it is. Now, I want you to look right up here at the right. You see this $20 bill? That's the Alfred P. Maurer building blowing up. You can see the concussion waves coming off the building. Now, this is a really cool vid because I have in this video the 3 layers of ink on all these bills. Every single bill. This bill right here, it doesn't just show the Twin Towers being bombed right here. It has 2 other images that show the smoke expanding and the debris falling in this image right here. Same with this image right here. It shows the concussion. Now look at the image right here. Now you'll see the second layer of ink right up here on the screen. Watch. See right here? It's the same image I just showed you, but you can see it's expanding. And I'm going to stop during this video and show those to you. This is a very important video we're doing because this shows how the satanic government, the shadow government from behind the scenes has been manipulating society and implementing things like the Patriot Act, and they're misusing that stuff to spy on U.S. citizens and major overreach of the policies that they implement because of the bombing. Then they'll come up with, whoa, we need to do this and we need to get the Patriot Act and blah, blah, blah. Then they get it in place and they misuse it against their own citizens. That's what's going on. Anyway, so here we go. Keep going. Okay, I'm going to pause it right here. This is pure gold. Here is the Alfred P. Murrah building. Now, here's the side of the building right here. See right here? Okay, see the rounded corners? Here is the building blowing up right here, right below it. There it is. And let me show you I want to show you a side view. I think I have a little card here that shows the side view of the Alfred P. Murrah building. You know what? This is worth pulling up. Let's pull up the side view of the Alfred P. Murrah building on Google Images. Let's just have some fun, man. The end is here, I guarantee it. The end is coming. I think it's up our Alfred P. Murrah building. There we go. So, yeah, the Lord has confirmed to me that the end is in sight, like we're at the door. Okay, let's look at this building right here. Okay, here's the Alfred P. Murrah building right there. I'm looking for this side view. Okay, watch this. If you look at this, and let me enlarge this, let me just show it to you. Look, I want you to look at the corners going down. The corner. Now, this is what's called the end of the building, the end of the building. This is the face of the building that got blown off. So we're going to talk about the end, the side of the building. Look at the corners. Look at the rounded corners. See it? Look at the look at these long rectangular windows that span the length to those rounded corners. Okay, now let's go to the video that we're currently playing right here, and let me slide the picture in there from the Alfred P. Murrah building right here. So I'm going to grab this image right here and I'm going to slide it into the video. Watch. So here we go. Now let's slide it into the video that for the skeptics. Ready? There you go. I mean, do you know what you're looking at right here? Just look. I'll just hold it right there, then I'll move it. You see the long rectangular windows? You see the rounded corners on the building? So that is completely identified. Now we have identified this bill completely on computer using exactly the available information, and it is absolutely guaranteed the Alfred P. Murrah building printed on the old U.S. currency note. Okay, so now I want you to stop and think about that for just 1 minute. So the Alfred P. Murrah building was blown up. Kids were killed. There was a kindergarten in the bottom. Did you know that all the federal agents that were in that building were given a text message not to show up to work that day? I did a video called "The Destruction of America," and after getting 160,000 subs and probably having a couple 100 million views, my channel was taken down. The Destruction of America video was destroyed. It's still out there. If you go to collect files, you can watch the Destruction of America video where I talked about all the anomalies. Why were all the federal agents given a text not to come to work that day? Who the hell would know that? How is that even possible? That's what happened. They were told not to come in that day. That's convenient. Well, if you're going to bomb the building and you have knowledge of it. Now let's talk about this one right here. Let me go back here.
Okay, everybody.
Hang on one sec. Ended up a little bit off course here. Let me get... So now let's go ahead and identify the other one. So here is the $20 bill that came out in 1996. Right down here is the Pentagon. See right here? There is a rectangular shaped building. It's kind of dark, but there's 1, 2, 3 rows of square windows. Here is the breach. Here is fire and smoke. And here is a rest of the rectangular building. And this is the point of explosion. Let's look above it. Let's enlarge that. Right here is a rectangular building in white. 1, 2, 3 rows of square windows. Fire and smoke, just like the fire and smoke here. So this building right here is right below it. So pentagon on the bill, actual pentagon right here below it. You have an identical match. See, it's like you can see the building's like white. 1, 2, 3 rows of square windows. Rectangular building right here, fire and smoke. Rectangular building. Right above it, the pentagon. Rectangular building, fire and smoke, rectangular building. Okay, do you understand what you are looking at? That means this is contrived. All of it. That means every news report, everything, every piece of legislation that came out because of it, every single thing that was a result of it happening is contrived. Oh, can you say divining serpent, making the future happen according to your will, designing the landscape of the world as you want it to get to the eventuality that you're after, which is a one unified race, and it was the twin parthenogenic female system that began it. That's why the Catholics worship the Virgin. I was born and raised Catholic. No one can say, oh, we just venerate her. No, you don't. You get on your knees, you light candles, and you pray to her. They walk around with a statue of the Virgin, everybody fawning. Oh, it's like it's a freaking piece of wood. Anyway, so here it is. So here is the Pentagon right here, and then right below it is the actual Pentagon. Now we've identified absolutely 2 buildings, and then now let's do the Twin Towers. Right here is the $20 bill, and I'm holding it in front of me. This is the same currency note that on the back has, there's the Pentagon, the white building right there. The white building, the Pentagon. On the other side, don't forget, 9/11 had a king over them, the angel of the bottomless pit. There is the Twin Tower bombing. Now let's clearly identify the Twin Tower bombing with the Twin Towers. So here is the Twin Tower bombing. I want you to look at the points of explosion. This building to the right, let's look where it is. It's kind of up high towards the top of the building. See it? Now the building to the left, you have to come down a bit, and it's, it's just a solid stair step down for the other explosion. Wow, that happens to be identical, and I do mean identical. Here's the Twin Towers on the U.S. currency, and here's the Twin Tower bombing. Now, do you understand the statistical impossibilities that just got shown to you? That's because I serve the Most High God. I serve the Lord God. That's why I tell people that come up against me and are hateful and are speaking with a maligning sense in their spirit. It's like, guys, you better check yourself, because I work for the boss. And so, I don't wish any ill will towards anyone, but I see that ill will wished towards me by the way people verbalize things, by the way they write things, by the way they say things. It is manifested in their outward demeanor. And it's sad. It doesn't make me mad. It makes me sad. And I pray for them, because that means they don't know where they are, who they are. They don't even know what the hell's going on. Do you see what I'm showing you right now? This is truth and reality. So now let's do, I told you this video was going to be yeses and nos. Yes or no, is that the Alfred P. Mora building printed on the $20 bill that was made before the building ever blew up? It's a yes or no answer. Yes or no? Okay, next question. Is this the Pentagon, image of the Pentagon printed on a U.S. currency note that is identical to the Pentagon blowing up on 9/11? It's a yes or no answer. So far, the answer should be yes on all the above. Right here, the Twin Towers on the $20 bill. Is that an image that was meant to be and designed to be the Twin Towers blown up? Yes or no? The answer is yes. Okay, so if you don't know this, and you don't know the truth of the system you're living in, that you're an angel that got carried away captive and you got inverted in the system, do you know the truth? Yes or no? How could you? If you don't know the truth, do you know Jesus? Yes or no? Jesus said, I am the truth. And see, the truth, the eye from the sky, when the Lord had me look up there, and he said, I will reveal to you that your eyes are the stars in the sky, and that I am the king of all the stars, and the stars are angels and princes. So that got hidden in the system in a downward position. I'm turning it up so you can see it. That's what I've been used for. That's my function. So now it is visible. So now, is everybody living a false reality that doesn't know the truth? It's a yes or no. If you don't know the truth, are you living a false reality? Well, you have to be by definition. So if you haven't been inverted, you're just living your own personal illusion. You know, it reminds me of Guns N' Roses' album, Choose Your Delusion. Choose Your Illusion, whatever it is. So the whole world is living in a delusional state. Okay, here we go. So, Alfred P. Moore, yes. Pentagon, yes. Twin Towers, yes. Let's keep going. Okay, so now if you just simply read this and take a moment, this identical folding method eliminates the situation of folding it any way you want and seeing whatever you want to see. This is now a matter of statistical impossibility, not a chance or coincidence. Okay, and that's, again, what I delivered. Because the Lord God whom I serve showed it to me. And he showed me the understanding of it. Those who try and hide their plans, they turn everything upside down. They turned us upside down. We're angels. We got inverted. Okay, here we go. I'm going to pause it right here so you understand what's going on in the video. We are identifying, again, clearly identifying that there's no chance at all, zero, that this is some kind of weird coincidence, or we are showing you that it was all orchestrated, as is everything else that's been happening. You see right there? That is the second layer of ink. Now look right here. See the side of the building? See the long rectangular windows right here going to these rounded corners? Look at the long rectangle. See right here? Long rectangular windows. These rectangular windows are kind of blurted out by part of the explosion coming out of the building, but just look right here. There they are. And then here the rounded corners are, and here is the concussion explosion expanding off the building. So this one right here is this one right here. Here is the Pentagon right here. Let's say we'll identify that next. Okay, so now here is the Pentagon again on the $20 bill. Here is the Pentagon below it. So I'll just let it play. So just watch. There's the Twin Towers. I'm going to pause this right here because this is where we're going to show you the face of the building. You see the floor right here? See that line right there? That's one of the floors because the face of the building's been blown off now. And I'm going to turn this bill over now and show that to you up close. There is the face of the building blown off and the floors are sticking out. And I'm going to take that image I'm showing you right now, and that's the back side of the Alfred P. Murrah building. And it just so happens that right there on the back side is the building blown in half. I'm not buying it, especially because of who showed it to me. The Lord showed it to me, no person. See right there? There it is on the U.S. currency. So I don't know if you understand what you just got to see happen. We took the actual Alfred P. Murrah building with the floors jutting out, and we took the U.S. currency note that I just showed you, and we turned it into opacity and laid it right over the top. It's an identical fit. Now you know why the FBI agent was freaking out. He was trying to wrap his brain around it, and it was all being, poor guy, it was all being dumped on him at one time, and he was just like, yeah. Like I said, the other guy was just, because he was obviously serves the other team. So, it's an integrated race. We have the hunters and the hunted. But I got news for those that are the hunters. The hunters have become the hunted now. That's all there is to it. The Bible says the trap they set has become their own. Recompense her double. Recompense her double. Because her sins are piled as high as heaven, and the time of her judgment has come. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, you know what? Let's go back and freeze frame that. I want you guys to look at the floors sticking out here and here. This is a $20 bill. Note, look at the floors. Watch. Clay put boxes around them. Do you see them? Here's the side of the building. Here are the floors sticking out of the face of the building blown off. I mean, what the hell? I'll tell you what's going on. Satan's running the show. He's the puppet master, using the whole human race as like a hive from behind the scenes, implementing whatever policies, doing whatever he wants. But see, in the end, here's the big screw over. The Lord God sees everything, and I'm here to prove that. That's what I was used for. Why do you think I had a vision company called Vampire Sunglasses? I was talking to someone a while back, about just my position. I was married to the DuPont family. I married one of the DuPonts. And it didn't work out. Lou was from the DuPont family, and we were like this before I got saved, and when I was slinging all kinds of money and doing whatever the hell I wanted. And I was, I'll just say I was obviously not converted, so, I was doing what the other side does. And then she was with me the night I got saved, and I got converted, and we were still together. We got married, but then because I was converted and she couldn't orchestrate just being around the supernatural things that were happening through me, that, she couldn't handle it. It was like, we're the smell of death to those that are perishing. So I got converted. We got married, and we had a child together, and she just like, she was kind of losing it, so she had to go try and get her shit together, and I got a divorce in the mail, and that's all right. I was like, it's okay, I love you anyway, because I'd been called to service for the Lord. And I walked away from a lot. My sunglass company, go look it up in federal court. Jonathan Kleck versus Bozell, Luxottica, Bausch & Lomb. It's a big lawsuit, $375 million. And I walked away from owning that kind of intellectual property, even because when the Lord called me, what I'm showing you right now is more valuable than $375 million. There's no price you can put on a human soul. And so if the work the Lord has me doing helps someone else get converted, inverted, get their eyes made single, make their confession to Christ, admit they were wrong, simply admit your guilt before the judge gets here and starts tearing everybody to pieces. It would be a really good thing for everyone just to admit your guilt, say you're guilty, have a true change of heart, and turn back to the Lord with all your heart. Because your host body is your prison suit, and all the prison suits are about to be destroyed here. We're at the end of the world, like the days of Noah. But I'm the before the fire guy. Noah was the before the flood guy. Okay? Anyway, this is it. Here we go. Look at what you're looking at right here. Those are the floors. And again, I'm gonna pop back to the bill that's in my hand. I'm showing you right there. There the floors are sticking out. See them? And now they're identified. Can't make this up. Okay, there you go. Check that out. Man, that is the coolest. Do you understand what this is? This is the 3 layers of ink on the Alfred P. Maurer building. Watch. Okay, so this is the back side of the bill where the building's been blown in half. But now we're going to flip the bill, and I'm going to show you the 3 layers of ink. This is unbelievable. When the Lord showed it to me, I was like, oh my God. Check it out. Ready? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Get ready. Okay. That's 1 layer of ink. That's the same exact image. Look. There's the first layer, second layer, third layer. Okay. I'm gonna turn the speed down on this. Watch this. I'm gonna go super slow, and I'll turn the volume down so we don't have to hear a bunch of weird music. Okay, watch this. So let's go back to let's see, 556. Let's go back to 552. Here we go. Okay, so give it a minute. Here's the back of the building with the face blown off. The back of the U.S. currency note. That was the building with the face blown off. Now here we go. Here is. Let me show you what you're looking at. This is insane. There is the Alfred P. Maurer building. You see all the lines right here. There's these lines that go down in the ink right there. Those lines are going to expand 3 layers of ink. And it literally is 3 segments of the building blown up. Watch this. It's on all these notes. I was like, and by the way, there's one with the dam blowing up, and it literally shows movement of the water, unidirectional movement. It's phenomenal that they were able to do this. Truly phenomenal. Okay, ready? Okay, here we go. Okay, so that's the 3rd layer right here. Ready? First layer, Alfred P. Maurer building. First layer of ink. Ready? Okay, let me just make sure I'm not in the way anywhere. First layer of ink. Alfred P. Maurer building. Ready? Second layer, 3rd layer. Wow, did you see it? There was the 2nd and the 3rd. Clay put them really close together. Didn't give much of a time to switch. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. First, no, that's the 2nd layer. Okay, here, that's the 3rd layer. That's the 1st layer. So let's start at the 1st layer. First layer, 2nd layer right there. See, it's expanding. Look at that. Look at that. 3rd layer. There it is. Okay, so you're telling me that in any world that's possible without it being planned and contrived. It's impossible. That is absolutely, and that was revealed. So, 100% nylon. The night I got saved, Jonathan turned it upside down. How did I show this to you? Oh, because the application of the truth, turning everything upside down. Woe unto them who go to great depths to hide their plans from the Lord, and their works are in the darkness, and they say, who seeth us, who knoweth us, surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. And I implement that, and that's what I'm here to do for you. So I speak the truth, I do the truth, and I try and maintain the truth with all my heart. So there you go. Here you go. 1, 2, 3. There it is. 1, 2, 3. Do you understand? You just saw a three frame video of the Alfred P. Moore building blowing up, printed on a U.S. currency note that was made before the bombing of the building. Ready? Okay, there it is. There it is. There it is. There's the third layer right there. There it is, all blown up. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now I'm going to change the speed back to normal. We'll keep going. I'm just going to keep moving because now I'm just kind of breaking down the stuff. And look right here. I want you to look right here. Look at this. Look at this top left-hand corner. Look at the U.S. currency note. See the floors sticking out? Look, this is the U.S. currency note. Look at the floors sticking out. There and there. Here, here, and here. This is the actual bombing. Look at the floors sticking out. I mean, look right here. Side of the building. I mean, ready? Really? No. So, who am I actually busting? Like, who am I turning state's evidence on? The angel of the bottomless pit. Well, he used to be my dad. If I got adopted, then I had to be adopted from somebody. And when you're born into the flesh, Satan becomes your dad. That's why I showed you that tattoo the other day of the virgin holding the baby that had horns like the devil. Because that's us. That's why the baby had 3 stripes on one arm and then 2 on the leg. 32. Angel. They know that we're angels. They know that that's the whole system. You get angels in a host body. That's what the world is. Here we go. Okay. World Trade Center bombing. One impact down below, one up high. Smoke rising. And that just happens to be exactly what's on the $20 bill. Now, I'm going to point you up here to the top. Take a look up here because they did the exact same thing. They put 3 layers of ink on it. So let's see if that's in the video. Identical, identified. One laid on top of the other. Now I'm going to stop again. Do you understand? On a computer, we took the Twin Towers and the bombing that's printed on your money. It's called a talisman, by the way. See, there's the bombing on the money. Everybody's carrying a magic spell around in their wallet. And they're like, ha, 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 we own you. So there's the $20 bill. We took that image and simply slid it right on top of the actual building. And it's been identified now. So there's no arguing this. It's not arguable. There you go. Identified. So take a look, just take a moment. Sit back in your chair, take a moment, and take a look. Tell me if you see it. Hang on one sec, guys. Let me make a quick phone call. Okay, so now I would like to talk to you for just a moment so you understand the depth of this. Okay, so the temple in Jerusalem, the temple, was destroyed on the 9th of Av, the 11th month, 9/11. The one that Nebuchadnezzar destroyed during the time of Jeremiah. Okay, so 9/11, destruction of the temple in Jerusalem, Nebuchadnezzar. Then the temple was rebuilt. And Jesus said, destroy this temple, and in 3 days I'll rebuild it. And they said it took 46 years to rebuild the temple. Did you know DNA male, like when a man and a woman have intercourse, each one donates 23 chromosomes. 23 from mom, 23 from dad. 46 is a completed number of chromosomes in a host body. Okay, isn't it weird? Jesus said destroy this temple, meaning his body, because they destroyed his body. They shredded him with the scourging. Then they crucified him. Destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up. And they said it took 46 years to build this temple, and you can do it in 3 days. And Jesus said, you've heard what I said, but you haven't understood its meaning. That's why the twin towers represent the host body. That's why I can show you that they're really just giant DNA markers. Yes, they're buildings, but they're built to resemble giant DNA markers. Seed of the serpent, seed of the woman. Do you understand? It's two races growing alongside like the wheat and the weeds. That's what the twin towers are. Why do you think they bombed them and put them on the money? Why do you think they bombed them on 9/11? Because the first temple was destroyed on 9/11. The second temple in Jerusalem, Titus came in. Jesus says, you see all these stones? Barely see all these things? He didn't say stones. He said, see all these things? Him, her, they, them, these, this guy, this man, this woman. There shall not be one stone that shall not be thrown down. Meaning the host body system would be torn down to something else, which is what it's becoming now. And now the Twin Towers were bombed on 9/11. Well, Titus destroyed the temple that Jesus was talking about on the 9th of Av. Well, that's convenient. So temple number 1, destroyed on 9/11, 9th of Av. Temple number 2 by Titus, destroyed on 9/11, 9th of Av. And the Twin Towers, representing the two DNAs that make up the host body system that we're in, was destroyed on the 9th of Av. Well, what went in its place? The One World Freedom Tower. We remember, we rebuild, we come back stronger. WWW, va va va, 666. And who signed that? Barack Obama. It's the Antichrist. It's like impossible to argue this information. I beheld Satan as lightning, Satan fall as lightning from heaven. Luke 10:18. The word lightning is Barak, and from, ol, in heaven, Bama. You just got to go look up those words in the Old Testament. Lightning, go look up lightning is Barak. Go look up from, o, or u. It's either o or u, o or the letter u. And then the heavens is Bama. So I beheld Satan falling as lightning, Barak, from, ol, heaven, Bama. It just happens to be that. And he just happens to be the guy telling Biden what to do these days. You know he is. He said he would do a third term with his earpiece in his ear. And you know he's doing it. You think he's Christian? Okay. Whatever. Okay, now you see everything coming together? Now you know why the Statue of Liberty is standing there holding a torch that's the base is a penis, and she's standing on a host body, because it represents the liberty that the angels took to come into the system and get a host body, so the queen is ruling over them, holding her light above, because no one knows what's going on except the initiated, which are the ones running the show, the one pulling the strings, and everybody in their little host body system is walking around with one eye up, one eye down, and you're being hunted for your soul. Period. That's what the whole earth is about. That's why the Lord said, I'm going to use you to solve the riddle of ages. Everything I just told you, I can show you in a hieroglyph of Akhenaten and Nefertiti. Just go look it up. I showed it to you. Kingdom Divided DVD. Go watch me break down the hieroglyph. It's exactly what I just said. So crazy, right? It's getting interesting. We're here at the end. This is the end. Okay, so here the Twin Towers are, and they are identified on the U.S. currency. Let's go. There's the Pentagon. Here's the breach. 1, 2, 3 rows of square windows. See the 3 rows of windows? See them? So we're clearly identifying the U.S. currency notes. Okay, there's the U.S. currency notes. Wow. So let's pause that right now. So you're telling me that's not the Pentagon printed on a U.S. currency note. Now I'm going to ask you another question, yes or no. Is that the Pentagon printed on the $20 bill? And was it intended to be printed on the U.S. $20 bill as the Pentagon destroyed on 9/11? It's a yes or no. So if you haven't answered yes to all these questions, then I don't see the truth living in you. Because if the truth lives in you, it lives all the way in you. It's not part truth, part lies. Someone said, I don't exist in truth anymore. We'll see how that goes for everybody. There you go. Now it's been identified. Now there they are side by side. You decide. There is a long rectangular window with 1, 2, 3 rows of square windows. Here's a long rectangular building. 1, 2, 3 rows of windows. See them right here? These are a little more square than these. Doesn't matter. It's exactly what it is. Don't forget, they had to camouflage the entire bill itself. Like, you know, when the bill's unfolded, the whole bill, it has to look like the image that's on the front of the bill and the back of the bill as well, while still maintaining the look of the building that it's representing that's being bombed. Think about that. So if you were doing that, and I was like, wow, pretty good job. So rectangular building, 3 rows of square windows, rectangular building, 3 rows of windows, impact, rectangular building. Wow, that's pretty damn good. Especially considering what it took. Think of the logistics. I was just like, that's why the FBI guy was freaking out. I was like, what? How do you even do that? Do the architects meet with the people that do the linoleum cuts? Because those the plates, I've looked into it. How do you make a plate for a U.S. currency note? They cut it out of linoleum. They come up with the design first, and then they cast that in metal, and then obviously they reproduce it. Then they put it in this big machine that rolls them out. But, you know, you got to make the artwork first. So think about that, getting all that artwork to match these buildings once they were bombed. You know how crazy that is? But here it is. You're looking right at it. There it is. Okay, identified. Going to pause it. Now, let's just think about this. If they did it on 9/11, let's go to the Bible real quick. So, they did this on 9/11, right? So, doing it on 9/11, especially with it being the bombings of the Twin Towers representing the twin system. So, think about that. So, we're in a twin system, a right side up U and an upside down U inside of you. That's the twin system is inside of you. Connected to heaven above, connected to the pit below, and we're in the middle. Here I am stuck in the middle with you. Okay, so imagine that they bombed the Twin Towers. Like, think of one's Cain, one's Abel. That's the system. two that bred together. Remember Lady Gaga? My performance at the Grammy Awards is about a new race of beings being birthed within the human race. What race? Oh, the serpent race is taking over the host body system. There you go. What about, let's see, hang on. Here we go. Why would they bomb it on 9/11? Because the twin system is run by Satan. He's the one that's producing scorpions or locusts in the pit. And he's using the host body system to destroy angels through the host body system to increase his locust army. And it says, Revelation 9, verse 11, they had a king over them, the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name is Apollyon, Satan. There it is, right here. So when I click on this right here, Apollyon, right down here in the box, it's Satan. So who bombed the Twin Towers? Satan. How did he do it? He used the puppet system that he's running, the serpent race that he runs to do it. No doubt about it. Now, question. Yes or no? Has everything I told you thus far been just total truth? Yes or no? Complete truth? Yes or no? Okay, there you go. That's why they did it on 9/11. So, here's the Alfred P. Moore building blowing up. Here's the Pentagon and the Twin Towers. And what's interesting is they made sure they did the Twin Towers on 9/11 because Satan runs the twin system. He runs that system behind me, the right side up, upside down system. That's his deal. And then Jesus converts you, your eyes become single, and your whole body becomes full of light. Now all the scriptures make total sense. Total sense. Okay, here we go. Let's keep going. So Clay's going to take each bill right now, I believe, and I haven't reviewed this all the way. He's probably going to take each bill by what I just read, and he's going to play the 3-layer of ink in a row so you can see it's like an animation. It's an animation of a building blowing up with 3 layers of ink. 1, 2, 3. 3 is the angel of the bottomless pit, by the way, the number 3. Here we go. There you go. So he's showing you the 3 layers of ink. Okay, let me move this image. So here's 1, here's 2, and then he'll do 3. There you go. I want y'all to just stop and think about what you are looking at right here. Look at what the hell you're looking at. Alfred P. Moore building blowing up. Here's a 2nd layer of ink. Here's the 3rd layer of ink. Okay, there you go. Now, there it is, identified. There it is, plays like a movie, you see it? Here's the next one. So there's the Twin Towers. Same thing, look. 3 layers of ink. See it? There it is. One second. Okay, so now he's going to do the Pentagon. Right here, let me see if there's a volume thing here. There it is. See it? Look. Look how it all changes. I mean, that's insane. That's not arguable.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth. Ephesians 2. And you hath he quickened, who were dead in trespasses and sins, wherein in time past ye walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience.
I'm going to pause it. Look right here. Look at this one with the dam. Look how the unidirectional lines make movement of water. Look at that. Okay, now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play a short little segment of what's coming. Those have already happened. Let me ask you, yes or no. Have they been clearly identified? It's yes or no answer. Either they're clearly identified and you know that's what they are, or you don't. Okay, the answer is the Lord led me to all this, the one whom I serve. And so, anyone that would cast aspersions on that, I guess, can talk to the Lord. And do you know how many channels I deal with where people attack me? Go look on YouTube. Just go look. Jonathan Kleck, false prophet. It's like, that's wild. False prophets don't lay hands on the sick that recover of incurable diseases. They don't cure people they don't lay hands on the blind and the blind see. They don't go out and try and help everybody not be spiritually blind and manifest the very things that the Bible says these signs will accompany the ones that believe on my name, which is what the Lord has me doing. So, now go look at the litany of channels. It's pretty amazing. You couldn't do what I do and have very thin skin. It just wouldn't work. So anyway, so there they are. There the bombings are. Now let's look at the $100 bill. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the prophetic utterance. Out of the sea shall come fire and smoke and a devouring wind. It's right there on this bill. Water as high as the walls of Jerusalem will cover the city by the sea. So these two bills right here, the words that came out of my mouth are on these two bills. Now, what we're going to do is we're just going to play a short little segment. We're going to wrap up the money right now. Then I'm going to move on to things like the Vatican and the altars and how those are right here in the Bible. Everything I'm showing you is biblical. It's not some research. It's not some, this is what I found. This is what the Lord God whom I serve showed me. And I'm doing this video now because all this is about to happen. It's about to happen. It's coming. We've reached the point. Okay, let's watch this video. This is the U.S. currency. The $100 bill is part of the prophetic utterance. Out of the sea shall come fire and smoke and a devouring wind. Water as high as the walls of Jerusalem will cover the city by the sea. And here it is. Ready? And here I am doing the same analysis as the other video. Here you go. It's going to be New York City, and you're going to see the water coming through now after this. Here are the buildings. Here are the buildings right here. See the buildings right here? Okay, you see all this ink right here that makes the unidirectional lines? There's darker ink in certain spots. You'll see it. Okay, these unidirectional lines is movement towards the subject, which is us. As I change the magnification, you're going to see all of this is going to turn to waves coming in from those nukes that went down, and they're going to be destroying the city. Watch. Here it goes. There it is. See it? See how it changed? See how it gets all fluffy? Boom. There it is. Buildings being wiped out. There it is. See the water? That's water. I'm going to go back. Look. There it is. Now picture the water coming at you. Boom. Okay, so there are those 3 layers of ink. We're again on the new U.S. currency notes that show the very words that came out of my mouth. And that was printed 7 years after the prophetic utterance the Lord gave me. Out of the sea shall come fire and smoke and a devouring wind. Now, what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to show you a scene from Day After Tomorrow where it shows water rushing through the buildings of New York. It's identical. It's identical. But the U.S. currency note you're going to see, it shows that same thing, like the buildings being devoured and water just rushing between the buildings. Watch. Look at the 3 layers of ink. Watch. Ready? Layer number 1. I'm gonna slow down the speed here, right here. Slow down the speed. Let's slow down the speed a little bit. And then we'll turn that volume down so it's not super annoying. Okay, here we go. You all ready? Let's do it. There's 1 layer. Boom. There's layer number 2. And then if you look right here in the middle and look how all this changes to water rushing between the buildings. And then look at this. This is devouring the buildings. A devouring wind. Watch it. Just watch. Boom. Oh, wow. No way. So, out of the sea shall come fire and smoke and a devouring wind. And years after the Lord showed me what was on the bills I already showed you, He gives me a prophetic utterance that matches what would become the new bills. Okay. All right, there it is. And here's Day After Tomorrow. And we just did like a little mesh up right here. See the water coming through. And then we'll just add it to the U.S. currency note. You just saw the $100 bill. And so here's the scene from Day After Tomorrow where the water's coming through. Now we're just going to lay that on top of, there's the $100 bill. You can see like the water coming through. See it? Boom, boom, boom. And now we're going to switch the layer of ink. We'll do a side-by-side over here and over here. See right here. Look right here. Look right here between the buildings. Look right here between the buildings. Now, pay attention. There you go. Look right here. Watch over here. Look right here. No big deal. Mm-hmm. And look right between the buildings. Look right between the buildings. Look right between the buildings right here. There you go. See it? See it? See it? Watch it move. It's exactly what it is. It's exactly what it is. Look between the buildings. And then the buildings are being devoured by a devouring wind. Out of the sea shall come fire and smoke and a devouring wind. Water as high as the walls of Jerusalem. And see, look at the water. Bam! There it is. That's just stunning. I mean, that's just beyond the brain. Now we're going to lay it on top one more time. There you go. And then watch it all just happen. There it is. Okay, now. Let's change. Boom. Devastation. Let me show you what's going to precipitate that. Okay, so there you go. Now we're going to call that a close. Now what I think I'll do is, okay, I'll do just a couple of these in a row. I'm going to call these the yes or no videos. Yes or no? Did I just show you everything in that video is true? Do you believe that? Do you believe that that's going to happen? You can go find my prophetic utterance and the collect files. These were all produced after the utterance. When I say all produced, the $100 bill and then the $10 bill around the time I was doing that utterance. So anyway, so now that's all been identified. What do you do with that? I mean, That changes a few things, doesn't it? So that means I'm showing you reality. The reality is everything's contrived. All of it. Twin Tower bombing, contrived. Bunch of guys that can't even fly Cessnas. You know what? Let's do James Corbett to wrap this up, because I want to do a little parody here at the end just to show you how stupid it is to try and get us to believe the crap that they tried to feed the general public. Anyway, and then on the next video, which I'm going to do today, I'm just going to go through the folders, yes or no. Is the Vatican a snake? Yes or no? Is there a snake coming out of it? Yes or no? On the inside of the building that's called Audience Hall, does the Pope stand between two fangs of a serpent? Yes or no? Is this a reptile coming out of the pit right behind the Pope? Yes or no? Just going to do yes or no's. And I'm going to go through a bunch of pictures. There it is. Okay, so let's get ready. Out of the sea shall come fire and smoke. There it is. So there's the prophetic utterance right there. That was when I did the prophetic utterance right here in 2007, right around there. It sat on a camera actually for almost a year. I didn't know how to get it on YouTube. I wasn't really familiar with YouTube and all that. So out of the sea shall come fire and smoke and a devouring wind. Yep, there it is. The king's coming. Okay, here's a really good little parody. I have a lot of respect for this guy. His name's James Corbett. I think anyone that, likes hearing someone who's intellectual and knows what's going on, he's a good guy to watch. Okay, oddly enough, I just had a computer problem, and the whole thing looks like it's freezing and is turning into a frozen computer problem. I'm not sure what's going on. So instead of me risking it, I'm going to just post this video, and I'm going to go straight back in more videos.